I've hated with a passion what I call window dressing administrations.
Window dressing administration.
Where you have a leader here, but the handlers are here. Then you spend all your time arguing and fighting with this one here. Meanwhile, this one is actually reporting to the one that are behind him. It's high time as Africans.
We replace that.
Like in South Africa. We know that there are people who live in Stellenbosch. The Ruperts, the Oppenheimers, and etc. We know. And they're the ones who are running this one here, the ruling party. So instead of harassing ourselves with the ANC, when ANC does not have the money, why not make these ones the presidents? So that at least you can deal with what you deal with. I'm saying so. Because many of our African political conversation, it is actually locked in to dealing with these kind of people who come in sometimes as opposition parties. But in the midst of their being opposition, they're actually not opposition. They're actually sponsored parties whose people and whose handlers have interest in our economies, and as proper capitalists do, they give $10 to the ruling party, then they give $50 to the opposition party. And let's meet at elections. Guess who is coming in? The one that has more money always gets it. So you play. Look at Savimbi. How did Savimbi die? When in fact they were sponsoring both the opposition and sponsoring the ruling party. So you go to Niger right now, it is actually a play of money between French money, Russian money, and China money.
And America.
The question is, all these people, this is the most painful part, all these people I've mentioned have interest in your country, except you. They all have interests.
In your country? Except yourself?
Except yourself. You don't have interests in your own country.
So that's the difference.
He didn't end up there. Joshua Maponga also speak about the BRICS, the role of BRICS in its members, and he insists that if Africa would decide to do these things on our own without cooperating with any other countries abroad the continent, it will be more better than to have this combination. Listen to this speech.
BRICS is giving alternative wholesale money to Africans.
Wholesale money.
But what Africa is not seeing is that in my world, I think Africa Union should have had its own Mansa Musa coin. By now, I'd call the coin actually Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa coin.
Mansa Musa coin or Mansa Musa channel. So that 54 countries coming together to form our Africa stock, for example, vis-a-vis BRICS.
United States of Africa, USA.
Or UCA, United Kingdoms of Africa, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
That's
the reason Gaddafi is no longer with you.
Yes, that body is stronger and more financially able than BRICS and IMF put together. Based on our resources. Not based on what is in the bank now, but based on the capacity that we have. I think that if Africa can unite with its resources, BRICS, Euro, and American dollar cannot stand in face of the BRICS. So the danger of BRICS is, BRICS is now running around Africa. Now they've picked South Africa. Now they're picking Egypt. They're picking Nigeria, all the big economies. They're moving them to BRICS. By the time Africa wants to unite, the strongest
ones are not with you.
The strongest amongst us
are not with you.
Will be compromised in BRICS and etc. So instead of talking BRICS, we needed to start talking about Africa or whatever you want to call it.
United States of Africa or United Kingdom of
That
Africa.
For me, it is the basis of the one stock exchange for Africa in one currency, one space where we can do business.
So from your discussion, you already have a problem with BRICS. It's a non-starter, according to you.
No, it's a wholesale. You are having, you cannot get some fresh loan from another body. Unlike where you are in ISAP, you are in IMF, you are in World Bank, you're already in debt there. But this is a new space where Africans again, if we're not careful, will be going there to get into newer debt. And if you put the old debt plus the newer debt, you're going to be slaves for the next 200 years. If we could take our gold into China and into Europe, and we get industries back, we get nuclear technology back. We don't need to be necessarily always receiving paper money, because I think that's where corruption really begins. When you are given a bag full of money, then some of it end up in your pocket. But imagine if we could start using our resources and trading resources for technology, resources for nuclear, resources for industries, resources for technology. Then we actually would find that what the amount of trade that goes out of Africa every year, if the payment of that trade came in as manufacturing, industries, and technologies, we would not be talking about non-employment in Africa.
In Africa.
But the problem, we are selling things and getting paper money, and that paper money does not arrive here after selling things.
Hey,
it disappears into Dubai, it disappears into Virgin Islands, into Mauritius, and it disappears somewhere there, and it is not taxable. It's money just that disappears from the country.
And the managers of the continent are aware of this.
Wow, how very powerful words from Joshua Maponga, and I don't have many to speak on this. Please let me know your thought in the comment section about what Joshua Maponga said all about the continent of Africa. Speak about the unity, speak about BRICS and this system of money, speak about the trade, and he insisted that Africa, if we should decide to have our currency, we have more and stronger currency in the world, and this will be backed by our minerals, which will compete about the dollars and euro. So brothers and sisters, let me know your thoughts in the comment section on this issue, and we can have this conversation together, because the aim is to make the Africa that we want, the Africa with one currency, the Africa with one president, the Africa with no borders, and so many things that as a state we need to share. Brothers and sisters, this is Facts About Africa, the African channel with your thoughts and changing the narrative of Mother Africa. Thanks for watching, and let us meet on the next episode.